Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Smash Up. Okay, so pencils first and then I'll switch over to Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the drawing portion of this video, look in the description in the link look in the description of the video and you will see a link to the Sharpie portion of the video. You can click on that and go straight to the inking part, okay? So for now, I got to start off with a quick sketch for myself and then I can move on to the inking portion. But first I got to draw. That's the most important part. So I'm glad you guys get to just follow along and ink in, but I gotta get this ready for us first. Gotta get the party ready. You know, you can't have a birthday without getting everything ready. I'm not saying it's a birthday party. I'm just trying to have some fun with analogies and whatnot. You know what? Also, I'm going to be using a ruler. So if you got a straight edge, grab one. And or if you don't want to use one, don't use one. It's up to you. It's really what you want to do. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. And I'm just going to be using it just for these straight parts of the staff right here. And I just like to because I want to honor the design, because a lot of people put a lot of work into this. So I just want to do as best I can with their design. Okay, let's see. Let me draw some of these tubes real quick. Oh, you know what? That's supposed to be over here more. It's like shifted over. I've got it right down the center. Let me erase that real fast. Since we're just in the drawing phase, I can erase real quick. Sorry, I lost my pencil. And rework it. Okay. So if there is the stick, it'll be up like this, up like this. I'm gonna put the circle more over this way. There we go. That'll leave room for the other parts. Let's see. There. Let's see, I've got 3 knobs here. I've got sliders. Oof, it needs to be wider here. That's okay. That's what pencils are for. I mean, that's what erasers are for. Let's see. One more. Okay, so anyway, there's that. There's this slider. This slider. And there's that slider. Okay. Alright. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot the tubes. And the tubes, I think I'm going to be using a different size Sharpie for this. Just because it'll look really good if I do. Because the contrast is going to stand out from thick versus thin and look really good. So, okay, I think I'm ready. I'm going to switch over to the Sharpie now. I'm going to be using the Sharpie Fine Point and Sharpie Pen. Mostly the Fine Point, but I'm going to bring the pen in to do some thin stuff every now and then just to get some cool looks, all right? So I'm going to build on top and then go underneath, okay? So what's in front is going to be this circle, and I should get a stencil to make the circles, but let's just do it by hand. Let's not worry about that. Let's just make some circles like that. And if you get them nice and round, awesome. If you don't, no big deal. There's more, but I'm not going to worry about that because I want to do that with color. So I'm just going to do the big circle, okay? So let's just kind of trace around. Well, I'm tracing around my sketch, but basically I'm just trying to get around the circle, trying to make it equidistant all the way around from that circle right there. And there is one more round, so I'm just going to go ahead and try it. Let's just go and try to, again, equidistant from the circle in front of it. And if it's not perfect, it's no big deal. Alright, so see, I'm off a little bit there, but that's okay. We're having fun. We're just drawing. Okay, so I want to draw the tubes next before I start drawing this stuff down here. So I'm going to connect one tube right here on the side, like this. And then I'm going to, but you know what? I take it back. I'm going to use this Sharpie pen. I've got a couple. This one's sharper than the medium. The medium is a little thicker. I'm going to go with that just because this is a little too thin, honestly. So I think this is going to achieve what I want much better. So I'm going to draw this line like this. It's going to connect in there. I'm going to come back around and kind of stay, again, equidistant from the other side. But if it's okay, see how this is smaller, that's bigger? That's okay. Don't worry about it. It looks great. Keep on keeping on. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Again, follow my sketch. And this one's going to come down and disappear underneath that one. Same thing. Going to come over here and reconnect right there. Same thing, I'm going to draw another one right there off of this, like that. That'll just kind of give me some start-stop lines, guides, so to speak. And bring it back around and connect it right there. Okay, and there is one more right here, but the staff is in front of it, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and draw. Let's see. So I will go ahead and draw some straight edges for the actual edge of this. I'm going to do it like this, just to, like I said, just to keep it consistent with what I'm about to do up there. I'm going to pick it up there, bring it down, pick it up right there. Okay, and I'm going to do this for the top half too, and I'm just kind of guessing where that's going to be, kind of following my sketch. All right, that looks good to me. And I'm going to stop right above that line, like that. Okay, so now it's not quite above. Look how off it is, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is I'm just going to draw the edge and then connect them on my own. Okay, like that. But see how I didn't go to the edge? That way I can kind of just do that. I can make it work. All right, looks good. Okay, so let's draw this edge over here. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down like this, like that. And then I can draw these little nubby parts that I was sketching out. Something like this. All right. Let's see. So now I think we're about ready for the handle. There's another piece here that I want to go ahead and draw, but I kind of want to do that after I do this tube. So we're gonna say it's gonna connect right underneath that, so I don't have to worry about where it hits actually. Okay, so let's draw our stick here, our handle. What I'm gonna do is, looking at this, okay, now there are a few spots right about there that I want to stop because I did a little technique that I want to use, which is there. See how I picked it up? I'm going to drop it a little bit lower, and then I'm going to pick it back up and come back down to here. Okay, it probably should have been right about there, but that's okay. See, that's about where my sketch was too anyway, so I'm just going to keep it like it is. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, and it has like this. Let's see if you can do this. I'm going to come in, then go back to it, okay? So I'm going to come in, and then go back to the sketch, or the straight edge, pick it up, and about equidistant, or not, about the same area, level, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to pick it back up. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and connect, and it has like this studded line thing going across, so I'm just going to kind of do something like this, kind of stair step it, though you can't really see it that much. It's going to stand out when I do this. Pretty cool, right? So now you've got that level, you know, that different texture in there. Okay, so now I'm going to draw these little buttons like this, like that, and then I can draw the other half of the line here. But you know what? I'm going to do it with the thinner Sharpie, just so it doesn't interfere with the line here. Pick it up on each one of those so I don't draw through it, and like that. So see, I made a nice contrast with a thick and thin line by using this different raised technique, so to speak. Okay, so this is going to go up to that next level, which is what I wanted to do first. Or no, what I can do now, because I want to do this other stuff first. Oh, wait, actually, I'm going to draw this other tube. I forgot about that. So, draw a little connecting point like this, then draw the tube, just something like that. It just disappears back behind. And that's all. All right. That's the greatest noise in the world. Okay, so now this line goes about like this. It's going to come down here. Let's see, like that. Then go across. I'm going to pick it up because I don't want to go through that line. Come back down. Again, it's back behind these, so I got to make sure I don't draw through those lines. If you do, it's okay. No big deal. All right. Looking good. And so now I can connect this little part, which is probably supposed to go up higher, but that's okay. No big deal. Let's see. And so now I have to draw this tube, which is going back behind and over. So I'm going to do this just again to make a connecting point. Going to come through like this. Go back behind the tube. That's what I'm going for. So I'm going to pretend or think about where it's going to hit. It's going to hit right about there. Same thing with that. It'll hit right about there. So I'm going to come around. And I'm going to reconnect inside like that. And this is going to come down. But I don't want to draw that yet. I got to draw the other side. So again, just kind of follow your other line and try to stay as close as you can to it to make it look like a solid line, you know? That's all you got to do. Okay, so now I can do what I was doing here, which is draw this coming down, kind of taper it in a little bit. I'm going to go back to the big Sharpie, and it's going to flare out just a little bit like that, and draw a circle in the middle, draw another circle around, like that, and if you can, draw another one inside of it like that. If you can't, it's no big deal. See, mine aren't perfect. And there, that's that edge. All right, I'm starting to bleed too much by doing that. So let me see if I can even that out a little bit. That'll work. That'll work. Okay, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some of these lines or the buttons with this Sharpie, and I should use a straight edge, but I'm just gonna throw some lines in there, you know. That's a little too thin. I was really hoping for a thinner line, so I was trying not to use the big Sharpie, but it was a little too thin, you know. So I'm kind of going with my sketch. So I'm not just drawing squares. I'm actually going by what my sketch was, which put it in a pattern, a square pattern. Squares in a square pattern. That's squares squared, right? Oops. You know what? It shouldn't have been that low. I forgot about this. I got to draw this part right here. And the same thing. I'm just going to eyeball it. Good enough, right? Okay. Let's do these circles like that. Okay, and there's some kind of, I don't know what they are, but they've got like another level to it like this. So I'm going to just take the smaller Sharpie and go inside. If you can't do that, if yours are too small, that's okay. Mine are honestly too small, and I would not have done it if I'd known it would look like that. But I did, so I'm just going to go with it, okay? So we've got two more knobs here. I'm sorry, three more knobs. Three more knobs like this. And sliders. I guess that's the best way to say it. By sliders, I mean, you know, the little slider. Oh, you know what? And this does have another level to it like that too. Again, if you can't do that, don't worry about it. There we go. And there are like volume lines, but I'm gonna do that with color, I think. So let me try to do these sliders with this Sharpie. And I sketched it out so I know where they're gonna be. So I'm just kind of doing something like this. And I'm gonna do 3 of those if I can. That, and then 1 more if you have room. If you don't, just stick with 2. It's okay. No big deal. No one's going to sit there and look at your drawing saying, hey, that needs more sliders. And then this little square is the slider that you slide up and down, right? Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to add a few more little lines. There's a slot that it slides on. And again, I could have done this with a Sharpie, but that's with a ruler, but that's okay. This gets the point across, you know? Just gonna add these across like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and thicken this part up just a little bit, just to show that it's a piece above all that. Okay, so I think I'm going to take care of the rest with color. So that is Smash Up. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.